And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Friday, January 15th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. It is a Friday morning, and we're glad to have you with us. Of course, Fridays at this time, we're on the air for Wilson Bank and Trust. DJ Woods is here this morning. He's a loan officer, and we welcome you to our program. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Coleman. How are you?
I'm fine. What's going on?
A lot of things. Just coming in, just let you guys know. Wilson Bank got a lot of things going on. A lot of good, maybe not new opportunities, but I think what people will find is that people are still active and still searching for loans that we're able to help them out with.
Right. Yeah, you've been here at least once before.
That's right.
And, I don't know where you got the name DJ. But, I guess it was given to you at birth. That's not a nickname, is it?
So it's actually, most people call me growing up DJ, but it's kind of a shortening for DJ is the actual pronunciation.
Okay. Well, which do you want to be called?
My mom would probably say, you better keep going by DJ.
Okay. Well, how long I asked you this before, I'm sure, but I don't remember. Our listeners might not. How long you been at the bank?
I'm working on 4 years this year. Four. Yes,
okay.
sir.
4 years. Well, you have a big smile on your face. I guess you're happy with what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've done a couple different things through college and after college, and this has easily been the best place for me, and just a lot of great folks to work with, and even more so in the community.
Yeah. Well, what kind of loans do you make? Pretty much all kinds yourself, or is there some you maybe specialize in?
So I pretty much do any type of loan, from your basic unsecured loan, automobile, boat loan, to the construction loan, and sometimes even the permanent financing for that. But we have a really good mortgage department that specializes in your typical 15 or 30-year fixed rate mortgage. We have options inside the Wilson Bank and Trust that may not be able to qualify for those type of financing. That's where I come in and help out with those mortgages.
Mm-hmm. Well, you enjoy making a loan and helping somebody achieve whatever their goal is, I guess.
That's right. Even those that a lot of times I can't provide financing for, it may just be a teaching point to kind of get them in the right direction. And if it's a credit issue, show them how we can help that and get them back on the right track. So down the road they can come back and we can help them out.
Well, I don't know how familiar you are with the loan rates in the historical thing. You probably hear people talk about how it used to be, and rates are so low now. They're unbelievably low if you've been around for a while, especially. Because I can remember when I got a 7.5% loan and thought, man, I've got this for the going higher,
That's right.
I probably hear that a lot.
I do hear it a lot. I haven't been around, obviously, a very long time. So thanks to Google, I've got a rate sheet I keep pretty much on my desk that will go back between the time that interest rates were first brought out to where they are at today. And as you stated, they're the lowest they've ever been.
Yeah, and it was around 1980, 81, 82 when I guess they probably peaked as far as my lifetime is concerned. But, it wasn't unusual for 18 or 20% loan back then.
That's right. So I go back through there, and you'll see some that are higher than probably my age. And it's like, my goodness, how in the world are people getting loans at that time?
But if you need to borrow money, it is a great time, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Now, what about your credit rating is important in all of this? You might want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So just as there's a lot of different things that goes into underwriting for even some of the more simple loans. But your credit score it's very important. So a lot of times, like I said, there's not a way that we can help you out if you don't have the best credit, but we'll show you ways based on your credit history, your credit report to kind of improve that. And once you get to a certain point, we can show you how to really boost that to take it to the next level.
But really, your experience up to now has a great bearing on if you have and now there's some that don't qualify. We know that. But if you qualify, but maybe not for the best rate, it most likely has to do with your credit rating.
Yeah. I would say you're right on there. There's basically boils down to 3 or 4 different main concerns that we look at. credit being a major portion of that. And yes, if it's not in the best way possible, then it'll be a little bit higher interest rate than what more people may qualify for. And
Right, and of course you need to be gainfully employed, I guess, or be able to pay the loan back. If you make a loan, you want your money back.
that is probably more important than having a good credit score, to make sure you have a job to be able to pay the loan back. Yes, sir.
I don't think we established where you are. Aren't you at the main office?
I am. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people at the main office.
We have a pretty big group at the main office. As most people know, we have kind of, due to COVID, kind of restricted the limit of people inside the bank. So we've been trying to encourage people to use our online services as well as the drive-through services as much as possible. Even so much as to encourage people to go online to kind of look at some of our loan options. So I think we do a pretty good job of explaining the different type of loans that we have online and giving people an option, given today's circumstances, to prevent having to go in and make that usual face-to-face customer contact.
I'm just sitting here trying to think the last time I was in the lobby at any of your branches, and it's been a long time, because with the internet and the drive-up window, I so far hadn't needed anything else.
Well, that's good. That's a great thing to be able to have access to, for sure.
Well, DeJay Woods, thanks for being with us today. I hope you make a number of loans today and make everybody happy, your boss included.
I appreciate it.
All right. Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. They're still here, still independent, still committed to you. Excellence in banking since 1987. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
10 minutes after the hour, and Senator Mark Pody is with us. It is time for our Friday Senate report. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. It's great to be here.
Well, it is great to see you this morning, live in studio.
Yes, sir.
I know we have a lot to talk about. There's been so much going on, of course, last week in Washington, D.C., but you had an event at the Capitol that we talked about last week. This week, you got the legislature was gavelled into session, both Senate and House, and I guess the committee assignments were made and the routine that goes with the beginning of a legislative session.
Yes, absolutely. But before I get to that, Coleman, I got to tell you something about Coleman Walker. I met with a group, and there's a broadcasters association, that represents the state of all the radios and broadcasters and such. And so I was talking and I was telling them about, hey, I come to WANT, and they said, yeah, that's Susie. We know her well, and she's a member, and so forth. And we were talking about Coleman Walker. And he said, I know Coleman. And so the guys were saying, yes, we're very familiar with Coleman Walker. So I got to tell you that at a state level, you had made fame that way. So just to pass that on to you, okay?
Well, thank you very much. I have no idea who you were talking to, but I have met a few people over the years.
Okay, all right. Well, evidently your show comes up from time to time for when they do different awards or whatever. But they said yes, we're extremely familiar with Coleman Walker. So I just thought I'd pass that on as a statewide. You got fame that way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
But we did get committees, and I put in for 3 committees. And I put in for government operations, and the government operations actually is a committee that will sit and when we say that they can make rules or whatever for us, we'll pass a bill, and they say, it's up to the government to make those rules. Somebody's got to look at the rules to make sure they're fair, and if we don't like them, it's government operations that can change them. I like that committee. It meets year-round, and it is probably one of the best for myself to help with constituent services. So if somebody has an issue, these government agencies come before us on a monthly basis, and it gives me who I need to talk to and how I can help. So I got that committee. I also got transportation, and one of the reasons I wanted transportation is here in Wilson County, we are growing so fast, and I would just want to make sure that we're getting our fair share of funding for transportation. Mm-hmm. And we've always got so many road issues and such. By being on that committee helps as well. And then the third one is agriculture and energy. And I got a lot of rural counties, and Wilson County itself has a lot of agriculture. So those were the 3 committees that I asked for, I put down, and I got all 3. So I was very happy that I was able to get those assignments.
Government operations, transportation, ag, and
energy.
Energy, all right.
Yep.
Well, congratulations on that, but that means you're going to be the more committees on, the busier you are.
Yes, but it's been a good week so far. I mean, we are moving, but this is the first time, for example, we're only in session 1 week right now, and I'm coming back on Friday. I got to go back into session today. So we're going back today at 11 o'clock. I got to be down back at the Capitol. And one of the things that they're looking at is the block grants. And what that is I don't know if some of the listeners recall, but when I first came into session, I was fighting for something called a healthcare compact. And in other words, I was just asking, would the federal government give us the same amount of money that they give Tennessee every single year for our Medicaid, and let us decide how it's going to be spent? Because TennCare is one of the leaders in the nation in being the most effective in spending money on healthcare. When it comes to our TennCare program, we've been able to actually return some of the money back to the federal government. But we've said for years, can we keep that money? Can we keep the savings? Can we do something with that? So 10 years later, they've actually passed that bill, and the block grant was approved by the federal government, by the CMS, and now we're trying to get that implemented right now. So we're working on that this whole week. That's been nothing but making sure we can get that in place, and we're working hard on that.
I've got to ask one question about that, because from time to time we hear of people who are maybe almost destitute. They're very much in need of what TennCare provides for them. They have a fear of it being taken away. What about that?
And this is the absolute opposite. What we're trying to do is get more people so they can get more people enrolled in this program. So when the government says you have to do it this way, the federal government says you have to do it a certain way, and we can't just expand it without their permission. We can't do a lot of things without their permission. So even though we might have a little extra money for health care, we can't do it without the federal government saying yes. And just getting permission from the federal government is not easy. A good example is we've returned billions of dollars back to the federal government because we've been saving some of that money here, but we haven't been able to invest it where we want to in healthcare. And this is going to give us that opportunity. In fact, right now, they're going to be giving us an additional $5 billion. And when I'm saying $5 billion that we're going to be able to go. But one of the things we can do is, for example, pharmacies. There'll be certain drugs. They say you got to use this drug. It's got to be, it can't be a generic drug, and they'll charge us $15 for that drug, where we know we can get a generic for $3. Mm-hmm. That's a $12 savings per prescription that way, and we can use that extra $12 to get more people on. We don't want to cut any services whatsoever. We don't want to cut any people. It is just the opposite. We want to see how we can be more effective in getting more people on that really, really need to be on. And with this program, and it should pass today, both in the House and the Senate, we're going to have this instituted right away, so we should be able to help people almost immediately.
Okay, we got to pause here and take a break. Senator Mark Pody is here. It's our Friday Senate Report here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:17. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford, and they've got the lifetime brake pad guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns a vehicle. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Watching traffic volume increase out here coming up through Brentwood, Franklin on 65 northbound through this part of Williamson County. A crash with injuries just occurred in the last few minutes over there in Union Hill. It's tying up the 6500 block of Licton Pike. Also, they're working an accident right now. It's going to be on 40 westbound between the 65 split and 28th Avenue. And traffic's on the increase not only in that area, but 65 coming past Trinity Lane. Hey, Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies will be hosting Sleep with the Sharks March 27th. All the details at Ripley'sAquariumofthesmokies.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
The Farm Bureau Expo is your premier location for an event of any scale, making meeting in the middle easy and accessible for event planners and guests. The Expo proudly participates in the Tennessee Pledge to allow our guests to attend events with confidence. For booking details or to explore events to attend, visit FarmBureauExpo.com or check out our Facebook page at Farm Bureau Expo. We look forward to seeing you at the Farm Bureau Expo in Lebanon, Tennessee.
The Pavilion Senior Living residents are inviting you to become their new neighbor. If you're looking for a sign to move, call us at 444-5556 to learn more about the details. Or go to thepavilionseniorliving.com for more information. Or better yet, just drop by 1408 Medical Center Drive right behind Tenova Hospital and see for yourself. You should move here.
Defensive drivers pay attention to their surroundings. They take precaution to keep their passengers and others on the road safe. We can all be defensive drivers during COVID-19 pandemic. Today, I ask you to take the necessary precautions to keep yourselves and others safe from COVID-19. Wash your hands, social distance, wear a mask, stay at home when you're sick. Living a cautious life doesn't mean that you live in fear. It just means that you care for others. Wilson County cares. This has been a public service announcement from the Wilson County Mayor's Office.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Our Friday Senate Report, Senator Pody is here. And so far, it's been a good report this morning. You're happy to be on 3 different committees in the Senate, and you've got the this federal money that's coming for TennCare. We're going to be allowed. It's going to be a grant thing.
Yes.
Now, provided I guess we've got to do our part now, the legislation today that you think both houses are going to pass.
I believe so. And we have been fighting for this, like I say, for years and years. So it's not something new, and it is something I have fought for. Now, I was not the sponsor of this legislation, but I'm so glad that it's done, and I'm so glad that we're getting it. It's going to give us better health care in Tennessee for those that really need it. I'm excited about doing this, and we should be able to do it at a more reasonable cost.
Good. You must have when the gavel sounded, Tuesday, wasn't it?
Yes.
Y'all must have just gotten to work in earnest. I mean, it seems like you've got half done what you got to do.
This is an important piece of legislation. It's very important. So we have fought hard to get this one done. So the sooner we can do it, the sooner we'll have savings coming in, the sooner we can get more people on the health care they need. And, speaking of things that are going on with health care, we still got this virus. But the vaccines that we're doing with Tennessee, we've got 200,000 people in Tennessee, just over 200,000, that have already gotten their first shot. And this is something that's got to be done in 2 parts. So we're starting right now to get the second shots to people. We've got about 5,000 people that have already gotten the second shots. And we are passing these vaccines out to the people that are doing this as fast as we possibly can. But it is the whole nation is waiting for their shipments of these vaccines, both the Pfizer and Moderna, and we're in line. We're working as hard as we can to get these, but as soon as they're here, we're going to get them to everybody. Now, Coleman, in a couple of months, it's going to be here. Everybody's going to be having them, but they've said we got to get the healthcare providers and the first responders there first, because if we don't have that infrastructure, if somebody's sick, we can't get them the care that they need. And then the second group, or the next group, is going to be those people that are 75 years and older. They're getting their shots now, and it's just going to work down in age. So it'll be then 70 and 65 and older and so forth. But once the supply chain is full, we will get them out as quickly as we possibly can.
Well, I know there's some people who are very anxious about this, and some are more than anxious. They're just plumb impatient, but
well,
it takes time.
That's right. In hindsight, Coleman, we didn't even know about this a year ago. I mean, a year ago, we were just saying, what is this thing that's over in China? We haven't even had it in the United States yet. So to get 2 vaccines approved in less than a year is amazing. I don't think it's ever been done in the nation before to have it done that fast. And so we're already giving the vaccines out, and we're working hard to make sure Tennessee gets their fair share as quickly as we possibly can and can get to the vulnerable population as quick as we can. So I am excited about that. But now next week, we got something else. We're going back into special session. So we'll be done today, and we're going back in on Tuesday. In fact, I'm going to be just starting to talk to all of our superintendents again. I just talked to Scott Benson and saying, now, what is it that you all need? What is it that you're going to be looking for in this special session that we're holding? And we've got to make sure that our teachers, I've never seen a group of people working as hard as they are, as our teachers are, to make sure that in this time, in this area, in uncharted waters, how we can get our kids educated. And every year that goes by, or every day and week that goes by, that they're not getting the full dose of education, we're not going to be able to make that up very easily. So we're working to see what we can do to accommodate our teachers and students as quickly as we can.
Well, what can you do? I've wondered about this a little bit. I mean, it's almost like you're between a rock and a hard place, and our educators for sure are. It's a different way when you have to do it on the computer and however all this is done. And I don't know because my grandchildren don't live here, but I've heard Scott talk about it. Dr. Wright's talked about it a little bit, and we have some are doing okay, but there are some that are almost falling through the cracks here, from what I hear. That they're not getting the education that they would have got had we had a classroom setting.
And Coleman, you are exactly right. So a couple things that we're going to be looking at doing is how can we perhaps do a summer school? What can we do to help fund that, to get the kids that maybe have fallen behind, to make sure we can get them caught back up? Now, and again, we're going to look at this within a few months. We're going to have enough vaccines out for the teachers, for everybody else, so we can go back to in-class learning and so forth. But it is this year that we would have lost some of our potential learning for our students. We're going to make sure that the kids we want to focus on, especially our younger kids, that they can read in third grade. You know, we're behind there, and we had made great strides in education, but we've lost some of that. We've got to pick that back up, and how can we get those third graders back online? We're going to make sure they're not going to go into fourth grade until they get those third grade skills.
All right, now, as far as the legislature, where you come in here, is this mostly money, funding, you think? I mean, what else can you do?
So we can hold the teachers and say, you know, we want to know where our students are. We want to know how much of a loss perhaps that we have, and if it was just rural, if it was city, and based on that, was it because everybody went virtual? We're trying to do some studies that way as well. So we want to have those tests given, but we don't want to hold the teachers accountable. And right now they were held accountable based, part of their pay would be based on how well their students did. So this year we're not going to have that in law. We're going to make them harmless. That test will be held harmless against the teachers, and I think that's very important. The other thing is we are going to make sure that we're trying to get more broadband out to the rural areas where some kids, they just don't have that broadband. So we want to make sure that we can be expanding that. So,
well, they're really at a disadvantage.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had people that they say, you know, they got to go to libraries and sit in the parking lot to jump on their library's broadband and so forth. And that's not fair. It's hard. I mean, I can't blame the students for where they live. They still got to learn, and we got to make sure that this is available across the state for them.
Well, do you feel like this is going to be a tremendous monetary burden on the legislature, on the state?
It will cost us money. Yes, it will. However, this has got to be a priority in our state to make sure that we can get our kids caught up. This is their future, and we're going to be willing to make that investment. The governor is willing to make that investment, and so are we. Our revenues are up a little bit from where we thought they would be. Our sales tax, our revenues up from where we had actually projected. So we didn't know what the year was going to look like, so we really cut the budget back last year. And this year, we were glad we did, but we're having a little bit of extra money, not a lot, but a little bit. And we're going to take some of that money and invest it in education and into our teachers and our students.
You did get on the transportation committee, and I would just ask you how are we doing with our funding there? I mean, there's more roads that need to be built or maintained than we can get to, I guess, and that's apportioned out maybe pretty much according to the need across the state, but we have an awful lot of traffic here in Wilson County.
We absolutely do, and we're going to be behind here in Wilson County for years to come. We just can't build them fast enough. But we did something a few years ago, and it was called the Improve Act. And the Improve Act was based on a gasoline increase, an increase in tax on gasoline. Now, this year, we've noticed people, because of the pandemic, they're not driving. And because they're not driving, that extra money that was projected to be coming in there, it's not coming in near as fast because people aren't buying the gas. They're not being able to do that. So Tennessee Department of Transportation hasn't gotten the expected revenues, but it's not slowed down what we're doing. We still are building the roads, and we had at that point 960 projects that we said by law will be done, and some of those are right here in Tennessee, and we will have to find ways to fund those, and because that's what we did in Tennessee state law. We put it in law saying that these roads will be done. So we know we're working on it. We know 40 is going to be expanded out to Sparta Pike. You know, we know 109 is going to be done. There's certain things in Mount Juliet we know is going to get done. And I want to make sure, though, that they're done on top of the list, not on the bottom of the list. We don't want to be the 960th project in Wilson County getting that. We want to be high on those lists. And right now we're about halfway through that list of where we started. So we're making progress, and we're going to continue it. And the next thing was, what are the next roads that's not on that 962? We need to start looking at our next needs in Wilson County. What is going to be our highest priorities so we can put those when the 960 are done? This will be the next ones coming.
We've got a minute and a half before the end of our time this morning. What else is on your agenda there?
Well, I've got to tell you one unique thing, and that is Wilson County. Of course, when we had the tornadoes, and Wilson County had set something up as a pilot program on how to vote. And the day, election day, when those tornadoes came, somebody could go vote anywhere they wanted in Wilson County. They didn't have to go to their own precinct to vote. And we're going to try and make that permanent and here in Wilson County. And the tornadoes was a perfect example because there were some systems, some precincts that were wiped out. So I've talked with Philip Warren and people at the Election Commission, and that is going to be one of my high priorities, is to get that bill done to make sure Tennessee or Wilson County we can vote anywhere we want in Wilson County. I think that's a good bill.
I did not realize that it wasn't a permanent thing. That was just a one-time trial, sort of.
Yeah, this was a pilot program.
Okay,
so
right.
we want to make this permanent. It gives our Wilson County residents that flexibility and option. So I think that's going to be really good.
I don't know anybody that really would oppose that. I know we're all set in our ways and we hate to change, but this was such an improvement where you can go anytime the poll is open, you go anywhere that you're allowed to vote. And what a convenience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for being with us today. We'll look forward to you being here with us every Friday morning during the legislative session. And just good to see you again.
Great to be here, Coleman. Thank you.
Senator Mark Pody, our Friday Senate Report, and that's part one of Coleman and Company. Hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:31. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. And it's all brought to you by Absolute Kubota and Rental. Large inventory of new and used Kubota mowers, RTVs, tractors, hay equipment, and more. Come in Saturday. Free popcorn. Check out the new Kubota products. 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, let's check in with Chuck.
Good morning. Watching traffic volume increase out here coming up through Brentwood, Franklin on 65 northbound through this part of Williamson County. A crash with injuries just occurred in the last few minutes over there in Union Hill. It's tying up the 6500 block of Licton Pike. Also, they're working an accident right now. It's going to be on 40 westbound between the 65 split and 28th Avenue. And traffic's on the increase not only in that area, but 65 coming past Trinity Lane. Hey, Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies will be hosting Sleep with the Sharks March 27th. All the details at Ripley'sAquariumofthesmokies.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
With churches not being able to gather, we wanted to make sure our audience is aware of our regular Sunday morning programming. We call it God's Country. Starting at 7 to 7:15, it's Southern Gospel and Positive Country Music. Then at 7:15 to 7:30, Old Path Missionary Baptist with Brother Jason Wheely. From 7:30 to 8, it's The Gospel Show, hosted by Miss Dean. 8 o'clock, it's College Hills Church with Minister Wilson McCoy. At 8:30 to 9, it's Word of God broadcast by Ronnie Briley. From 9 to 9:30, Hillcrest Baptist Church with Pastor John Ferguson. From 9:30 to 10:30, it's Call on God Today, hosted by Brother Kenneth Bowen. At 10:30, it's Southern Gospel and Positive Country Music. From 11 to 11:30, Maple Hill Church with Minister Rob Long. And from 11:30 to noon, it's Southern Gospel and Positive Country Music. Join us each Sunday on WANT or WCOR or online at WANTFM.com.
In times of crisis, and especially when you're isolated, it helps to know someone has your best interest at heart. At Wilson Bank and Trust, standing strong for others has always been one of our most important roles, and we're still here for you now. Through these days of disruption and distancing, you can count on us to keep you connected with your financial services, and we'll continue to provide financial relief for households and businesses. Thanks for supporting our ongoing commitment to service. Working together, we'll weather this storm too. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's going to be chilly out there today, so make sure to grab a jacket as you head out the door. Highs this afternoon will only top out in the mid-40s and clouds. A few flurries and light snow showers are possible tonight into Saturday morning. No major accumulations are expected. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's Look at Your Forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part 2. It is a Friday morning, and our C&D team at Exit Rocky Top Realty are here, 2 of them anyway, the usual 2. Miss Judy and Medina, we welcome you this morning, and don't make a move without us, right?
That's exactly right.
Well, they're located on West Main Street. Great people, great service. Somebody answers the phone 24 hours a day. They're people you can trust. And Miss Judy, you look like you're ready to get us started.
I'm always ready. It's Friday. It's going to be a nice weekend. It's going to be cold, but it's never too cold to see a house, right?
Oh, you're right.
That's right. Well, I was just going to touch base on a few things on the COVID so that we can kind of tell you how we're trying to do that, because the real estate market is still going strong, but we have to do a few more precautions than what we've done. But we have a lot of virtual tours where we have them online, and people want to walk through them virtually because they're afraid to get out with the COVID. So it puts a little bit more work on the agents, because sometimes we have to go and stand in a closet and video how big this closet is, or go get in the shower so they can see how big the shower is.
With our clothes on.
With our clothes on. Thank you, Medina. Verify that. Clarify that. So anyway, but what we try to do is we go in, and there's some people that say we want to go actually preview the house, but we got to be safe. So we go in and open all the cabinet doors, open the oven, open all the closet doors, turn on all the lights. So basically when they walk in, and of course we ask them to wear their mask and their gloves, when they walk in, they don't touch anything. They're walking in, looking at everything, opening all the doors, everything. We open everything for them, so they're actually not touching anything. Mm-hmm. And then, and of course, there's COVID paperwork that we have to fill out now from the seller to make sure they're okay with somebody walking in their home, and that nobody's going to sue anybody for getting sick. And then also for the buyers have to sign that they're taking the responsibility of going in there. So there's a lot more precautions that we have to do now, and a lot more legwork to get houses sold. But hey, that's what we're doing. And there's a lot of people that are calling now and say, we don't want to go in the house, we just want to preview it virtually, and then they purchase it. And for me, I'm old school, and it's a little uncomfortable, because I'm like, I think you really need to look at it, just to make sure the video is showing you everything you want. But we have paperwork that they sign saying that we told them they could look at it, and they chose not to. So
you do cover all the bases.
Well, we have to cover all the bases, because you know how it is. That's the legal part of real estate, is why you need to use a realtor, because there's so many legal things that happen and that can happen, and people don't have a clue. And what we've talked about before, if you do the for sale by owner, it's a lot of people do it to save money, and I get it. But at the same time, the safety precautions there, you're letting a complete stranger at your door in your house that you don't know if they can afford it or can buy it or anything. And so you got to be careful, because there are people that hop on the for sale by owners because they know what's going on, and and the crooks tend to go to the for sale by owners first.
You're really putting yourself at some risk.
That's right, because as a homeowner, you're letting a complete stranger into your house to preview everything in there, and they can leave there, and they've scoped your house out, and they might not even have enough money to even make a down payment on it. But you can't ask them those. You got to be careful how you ask them those questions, for the legal reasons. So that's why a realtor knows how to do that and how to get people pre-qualified. There's no use somebody walking in your house to preview it if they can't afford it. They need to stay in their budget, and they're wasting your time and their time. So that's what we do. So I'm going to let Medina talk now. Go for there.
It's your turn, Medina.
It's my turn. Well, if you are already qualified, or if you would like to be qualified, we have 2 houses we'd like to show you. So one of them is on 727 Meadow Lane in the heart of Lebanon. It's a great investment property. If you're looking for a house to purchase and then to rent it out, this is a great purchase house to do that with. It's 3-bedroom and 3 full bath, and it's in the heart of Lebanon, right off of Castle Heights, and it's listed at $238,000. And
238.
There you go. It was 239, so now it's 238. Right. And but it's a great investment property. So it's in the heart of Lebanon, right close to shopping, the square, everything. So if you're interested in that, give us a call. And then we also have another one in Academy Place. It's 55 or over, and it is 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths, and it's vacant. It's ready for a new owner, and it's listed at $249,900. So if you're interested in any of those, feel free to give us a call. Academy Place is a great place if you're wanting to downsize. If you're wanting to have a home that's maintenance free on the outside, they take care of everything on the outside. You just take care of everything on the inside. If you need a light bulb replaced, they'll come and help you do that. So just give us a call, and we'd be glad to show you those two or any of the ones. It doesn't matter if our sign's in the yard or not. We'd be glad to show it to you. If you need to be qualified, we'll help you get that started as well.
All right. Even here in January, it's a busy time for you. We still have people moving in, don't we?
It's amazing. Last Friday, we listed a house last Friday night.
Yes.
And Saturday morning, a guy called us from Memphis and said, is that house available? And he just saw it come up on the line. And so he said, I'm leaving Memphis right now. I'll be there. And I said, well, do you want us to get you some other houses set up? He said, no, I'm going to come in to look at that one house. And if it's not there, or if I don't like it, then I'm coming back. And he drove down here, and by lunch, we showed it to him. And he bought it, wrote a contract, and then drove back to Memphis. So they'll be here in 2 more weeks. They'll be moving here. And then they're moving their mother into one of the assisted living homes here. So, now we're just showing them the preview of Lebanon and trying to get them situated. And that's another thing we do a lot. People come here, don't know anybody. They don't know where to go get their hair cut, what stores to shop at. So that's our job to, document them into Lebanon.
One of our customers didn't know anybody, came from Illinois, and they put us down as a reference at their school. If there was an emergency, their teacher was calling us.
Yeah, we ended up being their school reference. And we're like, okay, I guess we can.
I'll tell you what, maybe it pays to know Miss Judy.
Well, they said, we don't know anybody, so if our kid gets sick, what are we going to do? I said, okay, put us down. So you never know.
All right, well, y'all have a great week. We'll do it again next Friday,
all
okay?
Right.
That is Judy Cox.
Don't make a move without us.
Oh, got to get that in there. Don't make a move without us. Judy Cox, Medina Himmentoler, the C&D team, Exit Rocky Top Realty. We're 20 before the hour, and I have 3 people I'm going to talk to from now to 8 o'clock, but I'm going to meet the others in a minute when they get introduced by Veronica Malacote. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
And how are you?
I'm wonderful. How about you?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you again. It's been a while.
It has been. I'm glad to be here.
You are with Habitat.
Yes, Habitat
and that's
for
what
Humanity.
we're going to be talking about this morning.
Yes, we have some exciting updates.
Well, that's what you were telling me. You wanted to come on and tell everybody about the exciting things that are going on. So now is your chance.
Yes, thank you, Coleman. Even during the midst of COVID, we've still built 3 houses last year. Thank you to our community, sponsors, and volunteers. We've got those families moving in, and we're so excited. And this year, we're going to be building 4 houses, and we're just so excited about that.
Is that one for each season, maybe? Winter, spring, summer, fall? Or?
Well, this year's going to be a little different. We're doing 2-story townhomes. So we're going to be building 2 in the spring, and I already have the families for that, those 2 homes. And then we're doing 2 in the fall. They'll be consecutive.
Okay.
Yeah. So exciting. Looking forward to the sponsors and volunteers coming out. And during COVID, we've lessened the numbers. We've done everything we need to do with our PPE, and everyone has masks and gloves, and we take very good precautions for that, for building the homes.
All right. Who you got with you this morning?
Okay. I've got Jeff Bennett. He is our Division of Director of Division.
Yep.
I got all excited.
It's all
there.
good.
So he's been with us for 4 years.
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, just celebrated my 5th anniversary.
See?
Yep.
And you've been over the divisions for how long?
For about probably 2.5 years or so.
So what are all the divisions again?
Okay,
Jeff?
so we partner with Habitat for Humanity of Greater Nashville, and we have all of Davidson County, Cheatham, Dixon, Wilson, and Robertson counties. And so I get to work in all the counties except for Davidson, and get to work with Veronica. And then this other person over here to my right, go ahead and introduce her.
Oh, we're so excited. So excited. And I know our community is going to be so excited when I introduce Tina Cox. She is our new manager of our restore that we are going to be still searching, but we'll be building a great.
Tina.
Shaw Cox.
Yes.
Okay,
Tina Shaw Cox.
We welcome you this
Thank you,
morning,
Coleman.
and Jeff, welcome you as well.
Thank you.
First time I think I've ever seen either one of you. I'm pretty sure we haven't been formally introduced before. Don't think you've been on the radio with me before.
No.
But
sir, we
sometimes after 27 years, I have to ask you. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing, Tina.
Oh, thank you, Coleman. So I started with Habitat Nashville in November to kind of launch the new Wilson County store because, as you all know, it was in a kind of a small location. It was less than 4,000 square feet. So now we're looking to relocate it to about 20,000 square feet. So we're looking for land or a building.
Okay, so you haven't relocated. You're still in the process.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
We
all right.
Our real estate leadership team is hard at work looking for the perfect spot. So once we have that location, we'll start building, and I'm actually gonna start going out and asking businesses for donations because we need warehouse space. So I need to get a lot of donations, but we need a place to put them until we secure the land or the building. So if anybody out there has any warehouse space for free or kind of cheap, please shoot me an email at tshawcox@habitatnashville.org. Or if you want to get involved with the new store, because there's going to be lots and lots to do. If you want to volunteer, donate, help with the event, because the grand opening is going to be the biggest party Wilson County has seen in a long time. We're going to blow it out with lots of great stuff. If you want to keep up with the planning and everything, you can follow us on social media, or you can go to Habitat Nashville's website, which is www.habitatnashville.org, and there's a page for Wilson County.
All right. So big things gonna come here. You just got to find the right location and get a little help here.
Yes, exactly. And I'm excited to be in Wilson County. Veronica took me around yesterday. I'm from a really small town in Alabama, and when she drove me around the square and stuff, I got really excited. I used to run the Restore in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it was really, really small at first, and then we went to a larger location, and it was really successful. So I'm excited.
So we can say you've been there and done that, and
Yes,
you're going
sir.
to do it again here in Lebanon,
I
Tennessee.
am. I'm excited to. We're going to spread awareness about it and get the community engaged, and I hope to see a lot of people sign up to volunteer with us.
And Jeff, I guess you and Veronica are very happy to have Tina and have great expectations here.
Oh, we're so excited. And, it's the individuals I speak with in the community, a lot of them think when they see Habitat, they think Restore or they think home building. And a lot of times they don't put those two pieces together. And, I just want to say that the Restore that's our social enterprise. And, in some nonprofits, individuals are out there fundraising for salaries and overhead costs and those things. With us, we have the Restore, and it's open to the public.
Yes, it is. Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5.
Yeah. And that'll be the hours when we open up here, hopefully later this year.
Yes.
And those dollars go directly to support, our overhead expenses. And it helps us to be able to free up more funds to build more homes and serve more families right here in Lebanon.
Veronica, they're stealing the spotlight from you, but
It's
I guess
okay.
that's okay.
I let them.
It's time for us. It's time for us to take a break. More coming up on Coleman and Company FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:47. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, get $50 off, $250 repair offer to owners of 4 to 10-year-old Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury vehicles. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
up right now here on I-40 as you come past the airport here in through Hermitage, Donaldson. Sure, we've seen a couple of wrecks, 3300 block of Dickerson Pike that just happened in the last few minutes over there in East Nashville, Jefferson Street and Spring Street. That crashes at the intersection. 8700 block of Highway 100 down on the west side. They're moving that wreck. 40 looks good right now coming out of Dixon County up through Kingston Springs. Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies will be hosting Sleep with the Sharks March 27th. All the details at Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Happy New Year 2021. We're so excited to embrace a new year.
Call us to get your house ready for the spring rush.
We're so excited about the new year, we just can't hide it. Happy New Year, and don't make a move without us.
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmentoller at Exit Rocky Top Realty. C&D Team 443-3130.
Defensive drivers pay attention to their surroundings. They take precaution to keep their passengers and others on the road safe. We can all be defensive drivers during COVID-19 pandemic. Today, I ask you to take the necessary precautions to keep yourselves and others safe from COVID-19. Wash your hands, social distance, wear a mask, stay at home when you're sick. Living a cautious life doesn't mean that you live in fear. It just means that you care for others. Wilson County cares. This has been a public service announcement from the Wilson County Mayor's Office.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. It's Friday, and we're going to wrap it up here in the last 11 minutes of our session today. Veronica Malacote set this program up with Habitat. I haven't got your title, but you've been with Habitat for a while. What title do we give you?
I've been with Habitat for 5 years.
5?
So,
okay, if your title changed in 5 years?
it has. It has a little bit.
Yeah, Veronica, we're actually going through a little bit of a restructuring now. Veronica is going to be moving from, she was our director of homeowner services here in Wilson County and also serving Cheatham, Dixon, and Robertson, just kind of spreading herself thin a little bit.
Yep.
And now she's going to primarily be in Wilson County and more of a community relations manager position.
Okay, well. And you were telling me real subtly the other day, we'd like to be on a little more. Maybe we can accommodate you there too.
That'd be great.
Well, I know you're wanting. You need the publicity helps. It's we could say advertising, but I mean you're a nonprofit. It's not really advertising, but it's getting the word out nevertheless. And of course you think about Habitat and you think about helping people who. Most likely, I would think most of the people that Habitat has helped over the years might not have had their own home otherwise. Now, maybe they would, but a lot of them probably wouldn't. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's fair to say. And, you know, being able to come to the radio on Coleman and Company, the whole town listens to you, and I love it, but it gets the word out to our community that we couldn't do what we do without our community. And to help, affordable housing is very rare right now. I mean, you heard the prices of the houses they were talking about. So that's a very big need here in Wilson County.
Well, if I know you do a lot of education, there's sweat equity. I think that's the term you use. It's involved in all of this. But it's not just anybody that can qualify for this, and everybody probably isn't willing to put in the sweat equity and do the studying and learning. I mean, you need to know a few things to be a successful homeowner.
Absolutely.
And if you don't get educated, chances are you may wind up not having that home too long. So there's a lot to what y'all do.
There is. There's a lot of different components, and when the person does get qualified for the 30-year 0% interest loan, which is what they're paying for their home, then they have to do 200 sweat equity hours. So 100 of those hours is building the home and their neighbor's home, and then the other 100 hours is classes, maintenance class, how to take care of their home, how to fix a hole in the wall, how to fix the running toilet. You know, we teach them how to take care of their home, how to mow their yard, take care of their landscaping. And the biggest component of that is the financial. You know, we go through the Dave Ramsey course. It's a 3-month course. Everything's on Zoom now. That's one thing we did learn through COVID, and to be able to help the other divisions, so I don't have to be driving to Dixon and Cheatham, because it is far, isn't it, Jeff?
It's a little far, yeah.
You know, so therefore Zoom, through COVID, we've really been able to bring everyone together with classes online on Zoom. So that's helped a lot. And Dave Ramsey has their 12-week course on Zoom. So it just worked out really great for the year to set our homeowners up for successful financial.
Well, just out of curiosity, I mean, I don't think anybody would expect that everybody that's had a Habitat house has been able to keep and be successful. There's bound to be a few, but don't you far and away have the big percentage of the people that you do this continue home ownership and love it and that sort of thing.
Absolutely. I just met 3 of our homeowners that just paid off their mortgages from the beginning, because I wasn't at Habitat at the beginning, and they came in at Christmas time and picked up a basket that we had for all the homeowners, and she's like, I have one more payment. And she was so excited, and I love hearing that you know, there are people that have paid them off, love their home, and it's just a mission that is wonderful.
How can the public help you? I mean, I guess you accept monetary donations. We talked about the store. What do you?
The Restore, Habitat Restore.
We'll get back to you in a little bit, Tina. But do you do? You probably have some fundraisers. But if somebody wants to help and they've got a few dollars here to help, how do they go about that?
Yeah, absolutely. They can text the keyword Wilson Gives, WILSONGIVES, one word, to 44321. And then that will send them a link. They click the link and they can give online through their phone, or, you know, they can get the link and, you know, they can go to the website there and give there. That goes directly to Wilson County, and the funds raised here in Wilson stay here in Wilson.
You have quite a number of people, or a goodly amount that do participate in that way.
Yeah, and see, this past year we were really focused on, we had to kind of scale back some of our fundraising events, so we thought we really need to get a way to where people can easily contribute online if they would like to support us financially, and the Text to Give program really helped out a lot. So that's been very beneficial for us here in Wilson County. And then also in April, we're having our annual event that we have, Houses of Hope. It's going to be an evening event this year. It's going to be a drive-in event at College Hills Church of Christ. Yes. And you can check out our website for more information on that, and that's habitatnashville.org/Wilson. And it will pull up information about that event. People can come and participate. You get a meal, and then at the end of the event, you have an opportunity to give.
Might even have a little concert.
Yeah, we love outdoor events and concerts here. So.
Well, I think we could say Habitat is alive and well. Even though you've had to change some of your operation because of COVID and all of this, the social distancing that's required, but you haven't stopped. You're still doing what you've been doing. You're still helping people. Yes. And I guess you've learned. It's been an experience that we've all had to go through and change a few things, but it sounds like you've been very successful with it.
And the community has been wonderful. Yes. We have had, during the builds that we had last year, even through COVID, we had folks coming out to volunteer on the build site. And it really warms my heart to see the community still wanting to give. And I think people are just wanting to get out of the house and do something for other people. And I'll just say our mission statement is that we seek to put God's love into action by bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope. And that's what we're all about, is bringing people together to serve our community.
All right, I want to get back to Tina here, Tina Cox. Tina, what's the middle?
Tina Shaw Cox.
Tina Shaw Cox. All right, you got to get it all in here.
Yeah,
but you're doing the Restore.
Yes, sir.
And where are you located now?
We are located at the affiliate offices, which is
606.
606 East Main.
606 East Main. But you'll see a sign up, it's kind of, you can tell it's closed, but Cody, our assistant manager, he is still doing business donations. So if you're a business or a corporation and you have something that you'd like to donate, you can give us a call. If it's a residential donor, we'd like for you to kind of hold off a little bit until we have the warehouse space, because right now that old location was less than 4,000 square feet, so it is jammed packed. But the end of the month, we're actually going to be cleaning that out because we are really, really on the path to getting this store relocated and opened, because as Jeff mentioned, the restores build long-term sustainability and help affiliates build more homes. So we're really, really excited about getting it back open so we can raise some more money and also help the community have an opportunity to purchase low-cost building materials, because we sell everything at 50 to 75% off of retail. And we also help the community by diverting usable materials from the landfill, while also, of course, funding the affiliate. So it's kind of a three-pronged win-win.
Well, the fact that you have done this in another location,
Yes,
have
sir.
the experience is going to help you here, no doubt.
Yes, sir. Actually, after Habitat Chattanooga, I had the opportunity to work for Habitat for Humanity International. So I got to travel around the United States sharing best practices and doing trainings. So I'm excited to also take that experience and apply it here. So really excited.
And we have her right here in Wilson County.
Yeah,
Yes,
right
we're
here in
so
Wilson
excited
County.
to have her.
I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I've just wondered any time frame here for your new one. I mean, you got quite a bit to do, so
Yes.
it's not going to happen overnight. But
Right. I'm hoping like maybe this fall.
Yeah.
I'm not the most patient person in the world, as people in town get to know me. So I'm kind of have to sit on my hands and my mouth for a couple of months until, we get the location secured and I can really get out there and start getting donations. We'll need fixtures, we'll need IT help, it's the whole shebang. So whoever wants to get involved, there's multiple levels and opportunities and different skill sets that we'll need.
Right,
help.
but as far as you and the restore is concerned, the sky's almost the limit compared to what you've got now with the potential that's here.
Yes,
If
sir.
you find the right location and get moving.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right. And great plans for actually 4 dwellings to
Absolutely.
be done this year. So I think we've told the story. You've told the story pretty well here this morning.
Yes. thank
Veronica Malicote, thank you very much. Jeff Bennett and Tina
Shaw
Cox.
It's hyphenated. It's a hard one.
All right. They have been my guests from Habitat this morning, and that's going to do it for Friday. Have a nice weekend, everybody. And until Monday, I wish you a fantastic day.